Crypto Kids, welcome back to another video. In this video, I have a guest, a very good friend of mine who goes by the name of Mathieu, Crypto by Mathieu, and he has opened a multi-million-dollar short position at exactly what price, Mathieu?
$97,000.
And you think that Bitcoin is going to go lower for longer as well. And
Yes.
you're currently in hundreds of thousands of dollars of profits, which is real, which you can show us actually.
That is correct. So you can see here that I've realized around 300K on this trade. We basically got, like it's hard to catch the perfect top. You could see we went all the way up to just below $98,000. And this was ultimately the sign that I was looking for a very, very nice short in this market. I kept on adding to my position essentially here when we went up, when we got that little bit of relief to 90K. And I mean, you can see how it developed. So right now it's one of those trades where it's risk-free. I want to make sure that if we don't get any kind of pump here, I get stopped out and lose some profits, but I'm holding out some of this position and I would actually consider adding to the short. It sounds crazy.
It does.
But look, immediate short term, I do think we can get
Well,
some...
before you say it, I'll stop you right there because, guys, if you want to see exactly what Mathieu is going to be doing with that trade, then make sure to watch until the end. You guys know that I think that Bitcoin can go lower for longer. Mathieu is in the same sort of belief, so I wanted to bring him on the channel to discuss what he thinks. If you want to check out Mathieu's content, you can go to his channel. It will be linked in the description, and he's going to be a collaborator on this post. And we will drop a video on his channel of me talking about my Bitcoin predictions too. So stay tuned for that. And with that said, Mathieu, now you can tell us where you're going to be adding to your short, if you're going to be adding to your short.
Yeah. So what I would be looking at here is, look, this is a massive capitulation. And you can see we actually tapped. This was the reason why I went short, because we tapped into the bull market support band, left a wick, and then the rest is history.
Cowan, I see.
Exactly. Like it seems overly simplistic, but in bear markets, the thing you want to do is simply look for swing shorts on relief rallies. You want to be patient. We were chopping. We had the spike up. And now here's the next level that I would consider adding. And I know I'll get some hate for saying that.
No, you won't.
I think
it's
Bitcoin
okay.
can go lower. But what I would be looking for here, ideally, is if we can get some upside here and tap into these lows right here. If you remember correctly, this is actually the tariff capitulation low, a very, very significant level in the market, because ultimately from this level, we managed to create all-time highs for Bitcoin. So previously, one of my first targets for my short was 74K with the tariff low. We broke right through it. And now a potential swing short could be on a back test of this level. If we cannot confirm back above this level, that could be an interesting area to consider adding to my existing short position. But it's one of those things, like you enter the trade, you take the profits, you let the rest of the trade ride out, and naturally there's no more risk on this trade, but this could be a very, very interesting level. The only thing that I have to say, and you talk about this all the time on your channel, we do have the CME gaps above. So it's like perhaps we get wicks to the upside and then we can go ahead and move lower, because historically, not to be that guy, but look, we've dropped what, 50, 54%, 53%-ish. And historically, we do drop significantly more. Now, I don't think that the drawdown will be as significant in this bear market, but the idea for me with the short is to try to make as much money as possible so I can then go ahead and accumulate near those bear market lows, because ultimately, regardless of this position, I am a Bitcoin believer, and I do think that Bitcoin will continue to appreciate over time.
Of course, and that's a very important disclaimer to make, because guys, we love Bitcoin, okay?
Yeah.
We love Bitcoin. It's just that, we need to be transparent as traders, and you got to trade the market, as Ben says. You need to trade the market you have, not the market that you want.
Exactly.
And to quote Ben again, I think the EMA ribbons, the bull and bear market support band ribbons are great, and historically speaking, in all of the 4-year cycles, Bitcoin has went to those bull and bear market support bands and found rejections multiple times. This is the Genesis cycle. The same thing took place in the 2018 bear market. The same thing took place in the 2022 bear market.
Yep.
So if I see an opportunity where we get a wick above it or a test, then obviously I will consider shorting for the short term, but actually for my long-term trading, I will be putting in, I'm putting in buy orders now, as you guys know.
Yeah.
But you can always have like a short for the short term, and then you can keep your longs for the long term. That always makes sense. And before we end off this video, Mathieu, where do you see Bitcoin bottoming out at, and which months do you think the Bitcoin bottom will take place in?
Look, history would suggest that it could be around September, October. Like a lot of people know this 1 year after the top. But, and this is a key thing, no one can get the perfect top, no one can get the perfect bottom. So the idea here is the moment that we get to very, very attractive levels, which to me would be ideally at this 200-week moving average.
I like 49K.
But what I'm getting at here is, let's assume you have 100% cash and 100% cash ready to allocate towards the market. Maybe you add 5% here, and the lower we go, the more you add, because the last thing you want is to wait for like this 30K bottom and everyone gets extremely bearish, and then all of a sudden we're off to the races into the next bull market. So the idea is that you slowly dollar cost average in. To me, that's going to be sub 60K, where I start gradually going in. Then this wick, like you said, sub 50K, that becomes even more attractive. And man, if we manage to get to this level, down to the low 40K region, I am a massive buyer. But the idea is you slowly ladder in, and the lower we go, the more you add. Not financial advice, of course. That's just how I would operate, because then you're able to ride the next wave up into the next bull market, and you're relatively stress-free because you accumulated at such low levels. So if you're still sticking around in crypto now, I firmly believe that you will be rewarded.
Well, I completely concur, and I just want to say thank you for coming on the channel. Matthew, it's a great honor to have you on. We will do one on your channel as well.
Absolutely.
So make sure to stay tuned on both the CryptoKid channel and the CBM channel. Guys and girls, thank you so much for watching. If you're looking for a place to be trading crypto, then you can go to the links in the description down below to sign up to get the best bonuses available, and click the video that is going to be on my face if you want to learn how to trade crypto and start making money. Thank you for watching. Take care, and I'll see you all on the next video very soon. As always, guys, bye.